Hello, YouTube, and welcome back to another fantastic episode of Timber Dune, where the dunes are looking quite beautiful, actually. We've got so much irrigated. One, just because of my ridiculousness and causing a little bit of expansion of the water production, or the water movement around the cabin, if you will. So we've got plenty of green real estate now that I'll probably be expanding a little bit of our production of forestry and food production and so on. So we'll probably work on that a little bit today, but everything's looking good. We got this finalized, so that is pretty cool. And I'll show you guys what I ended up having to do down here if I didn't quite easily explain it in the end of the last episode. So I realized while I was building the power system over there that I don't have a way to prevent all of the water from flowing off to the other side. So I came in here, I threw in some more throttling valves that are set to go and be the inverse of these guys. So when these guys are in the on position, these will be in the on position. I don't know. It's supposed to work. So it's currently in the off position per the contamination sensor. So off means the flow is unlimited. So when this is in the on position, by that I mean there's copious amounts of, or more than 3% of contamination, this side will turn to the on and push unlimited water out this side. So that's kind of how that's supposed to work, at least in my mind. And then we've got the fill valves down here. I have them set to unlimited, so they'll just let water in at an unlimited rate, and it will not allow the water to backflow anywhere. And then I've got the same type of situation over here. So if I select this button, you've got the contamination sensor 2 selected for these guys. When it's in the off position, these will be unlimited flow this way. And when it's in the on position, it'll be unlimited flow this way. So the bad water will go out that way. And then I blocked off the access to the water sources, the negative water sources on this side, so the water doesn't get all sucked up. So that's how this entire system is supposed to work, and I will probably spend some time at some point coming in here and blasting out a much larger reservoir, because there's a lot of water being pushed through here, and we are not capturing as much of it. If you look at this, like, it's just getting yeeted off the platform right now, and that's a lot of wasted water, and I'd love to actually have that. And we could probably even blast out some channels so that we could have water cutting across and filling in other places, and that would allow us to probably not be so heavily reliant on all these fluid dumps spotted about the cabin, if you will. So that is something I would like to get to at some point. What we're going to have to do today, though, is hook up our power system over here into this power system. We'll probably actually come over and rip all of this out at some point today, because that's a lot of material that we could recapture and reuse for other things. A lot of lumber in here that we could definitely take advantage of, though we are full on planks and logs at this point. So that is something for us to work on, and I need to figure out this little corner down here, probably blast that down just so we can have at least another 200 units of power. But right now we've got each of these pumping out about 300-ish, 300 or 400-ish, so that's a good chunk of juice pumping its way through there, so that is pretty good for us. We'll let the game run just for a few seconds while we come over here, rip out this path, at least back to here, and we'll start putting these power connections on onesie twosie, and it'll take a little bit of time for them to get over there and get that taken care of for us. And then on top of that, we can just grab this, rip this straight across like there, and we shouldn't have any issue with that and getting all of our beavers into there. And last night, or I guess the other day on stream, I was chatting with some people about how we could take advantage of the relay system here. So what I'm thinking is, if we hit this not button and we hit this on that button right there, so that does the inverse of that one. So we can now grab this, click this button, click that button, and now when that one goes off, this goes on, turning that on. At least that's how my brain interprets that, and we can do the same thing, connect that to there, and we can figure out what to do with the rest of the beavers and all the other fun jazz like that. But we do have a few spare floating about the cabin now, though we do have a few of our hauling posts paused. Right? Oh my goodness. There's a little bit more water than I anticipated being punted out of there, so we're probably gonna have to expand this just a tad bit and give this a max priority over here, because we can't be flooding the entire colony. Please and a thank you. Please? You guys aren't gonna have a place to sleep right now if you don't come over here and fix that as soon as practicable. We could actually probably pull that back for a second. That'll slow down. Maybe. No, that's not going to slow anything down because this is backfilling into all of that. So we're going to have to... Yeah, this is going to be a problem for us. We're going to have to cap that off so that all of this water doesn't continue to flow out of that. And all of these are now flooded and can't gain access to any of that. But... that is out, and that is out, so that should allow a little bit more water to come through, hopefully. Please. It's getting better. Maybe? Yeah, it's not getting that much better. All right. Let's do another couple here. Okay, we're good. I think we've alleviated the majority of that problem, but we will come in here and put in some more dams and do that. And then we will hit this button here just so that doesn't happen again, and we'll put in another dam right there and give these all a little bit of a priority bump so that gets thrown in. And that'll be something for them to work on over there for a half second or two if you catching my drift here. And we'll come over here and start working on connecting even more of these up back here, and that can go like that, and that is where that is going to go in, and that is beautiful. And I kind of would like to maybe even do something along these lines back here. So that's going to be where we're going to have one more right there. So 1 2 1 2 3, we can fit one more wheel there, and I want to flip that to the other side like that, so we can fit that last one in right there. But we need them to come over here and complete these over here for us, and that would be appreciated of for them to do that if you catch my drift there. But apparently we don't want to go and do that very well. And apparently I got this fixed and settled, so that's good for us. I figured out the threshold less than that turns into the off position, which means that these get turned into the off position. I'm kind of starting to understand the if-then type of scenario type dealy bob. So that is cool. I do need to come over here and check to see how we did in all of this lineup here. It looks like we've got ourselves into a pretty decent position. I do need to actually come in here and do a little something like this and like that, so that I can put something in here to block this water from being kicked off too much further, I think, maybe. Though I did think that that wasn't really necessary. I don't know. I don't know. Is that necessary? Well, it's already been done, so that's all that matters. That's going to be an issue for them as they do that, but we can fix that here shortly. And that's going to come around. That's going to yeet us around to that side. That lets us go down. And then we do that there. We rip this out right here. We pull this back up. And this should, in theory, allow us to do something like this, and then put this levee in right here. Maybe we do one more levee right here, get that out of the way. Is there something on top of that? Probably. Yeah, it's the path. That's fine. We can rip that out. We'll just then put in another levee right there as well, and that'll be okay. And then we can toss in this platform right there. And that then comes up. Let's drop that one more layer and we can now continue our trek across the way. That is going to need to be ripped out. That is as well. That lets us continue down to that side, In theory, that should be connectable right in here. This is all convoluted and unnecessary, but it's kind of necessary to prevent all the water from just spilling back into a major system where we don't want it to be spilling back into. At least that's how it's supposed to work in my mind. And this lets us get over to here and throw in our tubeway station, which has been neglected for a prolonged period of time, and that will allow for a little bit more of ease of access to all of the systems. And I need to give these guys a way to actually gain access to bad water too. Maybe we can put in like a fill valve on this side. I'm not entirely sure. And I also need to finish connecting all this. We're juggling so many different projects at the same time. And the one project that actually matters is getting the power connected. And obviously that's not getting taken care of as well as I would like it to be, but that's fine. We go ahead and connect this all in. I think that's just a matter of heating that up like that, grabbing this here, connecting that to there. I think the easiest way of doing that is just pulling that into there, grabbing you, ripping you across, and maybe a little something like this, and they should be able to reach. Pull that back one more. I didn't pull it back one more. I put it right back in the same exact spot. Okay, there we go. That should allow them to reach all of that, and then this just goes in right here. It's connected. You get yeeted in right there. You also get connected in, and you come across, and you go in. Sweet. Have you guys put this in? Yes. No, you have not, because I put all of the other things in. Building is disconnected. Yeah, I know. Now it's reconnected, and then you would also like to be reconnected as well. So let's go ahead and reconnect all of that jazz. Give these a minor bump right there, and let's pull this back down just a tad bit. See why that is disconnected right there, and now we are in and good, and that'll take only a few more ticks and everything will be ready and rocking and rolling. Nice. So that is cool. Now we can also put in an additional forester over here, or two maybe, just to help out with the sheer volume. Do we need to? I don't think so. We're not going to be putting in that much. But I will put in a couple more lumberjack flags for these guys. And that will then allow us to continue to plant even more oak. Like that. And like this. And then like that. And like that. And like that. Now I have to also remember to put in our path structure system, our tubeway station, right into there. And that will get that connected. And we are 8.8k units of water. We've got no bad water. That's because you guys have been paused. Let's unpause you. Let's go ahead and just toss in our other 3 that I have been neglecting to put in over here in the for about as long as I can recall, having been neglecting this whole plan to put stuff over here. And at some point, I will remember to get back over there and replace all of our words. Replace or fix all of this problem that I've created for myself. There is the drought. We've got this going now. That should have bad water in it. That's still set to the 1.7 threshold, so that will flutter water in and out as necessary, allegedly. That is empty. Yeah, because... Alright, sweet. So one of the reasons why I wanted to blitz to getting all of this power in is because we have we have enough industry running-ish to probably start putting in bots. I think we're almost there, and maybe we could do with a little bit of an upgrade in the gear production and the plank production. We've only got a few plank workshops going, but we can expand our industry this way a little bit more and a little bit more this way if we wanted to. With this going in over here, which doesn't seem to have been connected, which means that I need to also connect this up over here so that can provide them a little bit of an easier way in and out. That will make everybody's life a lot bit easier. And we can also pull this over and up and into this area. Maybe over here. Just have that kick down and over. Though I don't like doing that because it's such a huge pain in the backside to do all that. Why do we have a beaver with nowhere to live? Let me grab this button. I do have... How do I have a... I have 2 beavers with nowhere to live. I had... That's weird. That shouldn't be a problem for us. Okay. Get housing up again. Let's put that on this side and that side. That'll give us copious amounts of housing for them to do housing things. And that should be a good thing. And since we're just over here staring at this for a second, well, they changed the price of the Flaming Unity. Interesting. So we can go ahead and burn that. Throw those 2 in. It's no longer symmetrical because everything has been shifting further to the left. So, oops. I made myself sad. But it's okay. I would also like to increase our total water storage even more. 2, 3. Let's grab this. We'll copy that into those 3. Maybe punt this over one more to that side, and that might not be a bad idea for that to get done. But I do need these 2 to be prioritized so we can get all of that in. We do not need you prioritized obtain. We could probably just turn y'all off as I just want you there. Give me that. And these are supply hubs, and that's fine. We'll have to move those elsewhere at some point or another. But this is in, so that's good. So that has greatly decreased their total distance of travel now. I do want to continue to run them all the way over here with the tunnel or with the tubeways. And maybe we just do that with some explosives as opposed to... I don't know how I want to tackle that. Kind of need... Well, how are we doing on this? I would like to actually... Let's just do this. So we are 1, 2, 3 high. That would put us... I want 1s here. Right? I don't know why they're actually... It's just... This needs to go away. That needs to go away. I need... probably more storage over here, honestly. Alright, let's go... I've created quite the conundrum for myself by having this in this this way, I guess. I kind of want to rip that out. I want you to be scrap metal supply. Go ahead and click that button there and there, and guess we can do a little cheeky something like this, maybe. That's fine, actually. That lets us then come in here, throw this in. right here that lets us grab this, eat that across like that and that. And that gets all connected, and we can put even more storage on top of there as well. But I wanted to additionally come in here, hit this button right there, and pull that back, pull this back. We're just going to blast our way down, make their lives a little bit easier to get back into there, and then I'm realizing that I need that to be a little bit more aggressive than that. This also needs one, so let's do that to there. And this can go like this. There's no need for anything else to be done about that, so let's go ahead and grab this, grab that. Rip this out, rip that out, rip you out. We're going to do singles up here. Then we'll do triples. Then doubles. And then we just grab this little button, pull this across like that, pull this button across like that. That allows them to go in and place all those things for us, and that will work appropriately. And everybody's much happier now because they've got one of the Flames of Unity in, and that makes 2 of them in right now. And now we've got more more housing available for everybody to go in and do housing things, and that is beautiful. I'm very happy about it. Now we've got 182 beavers floating around on this side, so that is amazing, and it makes me happy, really happy. These are all in now, it looks like. I should probably give a little pop-up right here, maybe, just to give them a little bit easier trek to and from right here, and then we could even do the same back in over here or something. Don't really know where I'm going to fit that into this. There's already a two-way station right there, so there's really not a reason to put one over there. Give that a little bump priority-wise, because they are going to spend the next 14 years placing all that, and they're still working on all this because it takes them 5 years to make that trek. Because I have not exactly given them the easiest way of getting about doing all the things, and that is entirely on me. Now, why are you guys being so slow on the obtain here? I would like to know the answer to that question. Also, I have neglected this yet again. I'm sure somebody is yelling at their screen right now. You still haven't connected the power yet. What are you, a nincompoop? And the answer to that is yes. Yes, I am. Thank you for calling me out. I accept full responsibility for that one. But it's fine. I'm everybody's favorite terrible Timberborn nincompoop. Oh, I made myself sad. All right. This nincompoop had a little bit of an issue, so that's fine. Everything's okay. If I created a problem for these guys pumping this water out, I believe I have. No, there's water in there that they're pumping out. Okay, they can keep working that. And I think there's a little bit in there. Yeah, they'll keep pumping and pulling all this out, so that'll be fine. Probably should have done this back here a little bit more, so I should have been a bit smarter about that. I don't know. Maybe we can get back in there since we do have 28 days to get in there and rectify that whole shenaniganry in there. And that might be an answer or something that we need to do. They have yet to actually put this in, so that means that gets a priority. But they have laid a lot of dynamite for us, so that's cool. They didn't touch that because they can't reach that. They are placing all that for us, so that's good. That means we can also hit this button here, blast all that down, and this now becomes triples here for them. And we'll do the same all the way throughout there. And I kind of don't want to place more platforms on top of this, and doing this like this just means that we aren't having to waste a bunch of material on or a bunch of extract on that, because for some reason we're still not doing the greatest on extract, which is my fault. Also, we're not doing the best on bad water either, so there is also that. How do we solve that? We can come up here and do something about that up here. That could be a way to rectify this. That just means that we probably want to give them ease of access to that over here. This, they have really... Okay. You just... We are not keeping up with this full pumping of water into here. That's not cool. That dies in 0.2 days. This is a constant problem that I'm having over here. The constant issue that I would love to have rectified because I'm tired of losing all my soybeans. And I should have enough people dumping water into here, but clearly I do not. Get this prioritized and obtain, selected. Yeah, I really don't think that these sensors are doing us any good, honestly. Just keep people in here at all times, otherwise it's just causing these issues. Or maybe we tell it to go all the way up. Once it's full, then they can come back, I guess. I don't know. I don't know. It shouldn't be dumping anywhere else right now, right? Like those... There's nowhere else for that water to go. I stopped it from doing so? Thought I stopped it. I did not stop it. That's entirely on me. I never put that in or that in. We're just dumping it down into... I could have sworn we fixed this. Yep, that's entirely on me. We're just filling the reservoir back up again. Here, pull this down. Give me max priority, please. On both of those. That explains why that is happening. Okay, we solved that issue. Hopefully. And that also explains why these guys haven't been fired yet. And all of this is going to continue pumping. They're going to keep raging against this until this completely empties. And I would love to get over here and actually maybe place a little something like this, that. And then unlock this. Go out like there. Pull this out like that. And then maybe we come down and keep blasting. I do need to come back down here and actually keep working our way out of there. But I have put myself unable to reconnect everywhere because of the fact that you cannot put anything in direct... You cannot directly touch that thing right there. That's fine. We can do this, though. So that gets us access to all of that. And that means that we can also rip this out right here. And then we can toss in another one of our two-way stations down here. And now that's connected. And then we can do that with that. And we can keep blasting this out when we have the time and or desire to do so. And I would also like to probably get in a little bit of this going this way. So let us do something like that. So let's go there. That comes across like this, and we can just cut there. Probably just cut across here instead of putting that in. And that now comes this way. And then right there, and then we toss this in right there. Now we can put something in to make their trek a little bit easier and the access to all the water stuff a little bit easier. That'll take a few minutes for them to get all that taken care of. Now we have probably a bunch of injuries. That's where the six the 6 vacancies are coming in. It's going to be coming from the other side. And now we need to come back over here. Double check this whole shtick. Get that out. Grab this. I really need to go put that other thing at a lower priority because they will spend the next umpteen years putting all this in for us, which means that I will not get anything accomplished in a timely fashion while they do all of that jazz. But they've already got this almost reconnected, so that's cool. We'll have access to it all and do all that fun jazz down there. And I'm realizing that I need to not build that one. Probably, yeah, that's fine. All right, cool. That goes in like that. You get flipped to that side, and that one's going to have to be empty. That's poorly planned on my behalf. I should have thought about that. Huh. Yeah, I don't like that. Let's fix that. This is going to be a waste of material, which is awful, but it will let us do smarter things. I don't need that as a triple, actually. I need this as a double. Now this goes out across like this, and that means that we can put in our water pumps like this. And then we can do the same on this side. So that means that we go like this, and then up, up. Puts us right here, and then we do that right here and here. We needed to do a triple there. Actually, we probably could get away with 5 there, right? And do this. Because then the path is going to be right there. We'll have to do the pump on the other side, and that will work like this. And that will go like that, that, and that. We can pump all this out to our heart's content, and that will make things look pretty. That will work better for us. That's what we wanted to do. And then we'll have copious amounts of water being pumped out. We do have 18,000 capacity as far as storage is concerned, so that's good. These guys are going to get bored relatively quickly, but everything's going to be pumping out of here, and then it'll be grand. They are hopefully done putting that in for us, and that's a good thing. So that means now we can reconnect this over here. And once that's connected and we run this across right there, we'll have a lot of juice. So this whole system as it sits, without this last little bit thrown in there, we got another 45, or no, we'll have about 5,000 more horsepower tied in with this. That'll put us just barely over 9,000? Question mark? And I'm here for it, and I would really love for the day to hurry up and get to the other side. That would be grand. Okay, did this go all in? It did. Nice. We can hit that button. That button. Hit this button. Let's hit that button first right there, just so no one makes a random decision to run halfway across the world, which would be ridiculous, and I don't want to deal with that. That goes this way, that goes this way. That is all going to spill out over here, and that's going to make green stuff over here. I do want to put in more of this along the top here, and we can keep running this all the way over there. We can also put in a little bit of a place right here, and that can be where we put our next forester type situation, and we can also continue to put in more of our foodstuffs, which means you get to be more corn here, buddy. More corn for you there, more corn for you there, and then maybe we continue to go corn all the way up to over here, and then we could do, I think that's cassava back in this little area. That little corner's cassava, and that's beautiful, and I'm here for it. We could even blast this out and expand even further, because clearly you can see the irrigation butts up to this area, and that means that this would, in theory, expand further, and that would be beautiful, but alas, it is not like that. Cool. All right, we have 19 days of this drought remaining. We have 12,000 units of water available to us. We are putting all of this in, so that is going in brilliantly, which means we have 30 days worth of water on hand just for the beavers, ready to rock and roll, and we have copious amounts of water stored up in here to allow for future expansion and so on, and that is a beautiful and wonderful thing for us, and we're doing good on the automation, sort of. I think it did work. It worked as advertised. We got it to do smart things. I did smart things. I'm happy about that. Oh, I made myself sad. All right, are you guys bored? Y'all are bored. Let's rip this out. Don't want to rip this out. Do I want to rip this out? Do I? No. Yes. Let's put in a fill valve down here. Like that. And then rip this out here as well. And we put in levees on top of here. I think that's what we want to do. So now we can have the water come in, and then this can be automated to that, right? And so in the off position, we want this to be open, so unlimited, and then in the off position, we want that to be off. Right? I think that's how I want that to work. I'm kind of liking the fill valves now that I'm thinking about it. Because the old sluice gates, if they ran into, or if you put them in here, they didn't allow for, well, they did. You know what? Disregard all of those statements that I was just trying to ponder in my head. Disregard all of my dumbs. All right. Cool. Let's get that connected. But this is connected now, so that is brilliant. So now we can come over here, connect this up like such as, and that becomes the maxest of the max priorities. That puts us at 5,000 here, and that puts it at 4,400. It will definitely be over 9,000, and I feel as though we have won the amazingness. Okay, we did the things. This is all staying well and irrigated now, since we've prevented the flooding of all the water out to the other side. Can we not do this? I don't think that's going to work. I honestly think these need to be not on there. I wish I could figure out or get the chronometer to actually do something. Like, time range isn't what I want to do. Working hours isn't what I want to do. Non-working hours isn't what I want to do either. I would love to have, like, I would love to have this set to something else. Like, give me a week or something, like a 5-day system. Is there a way to establish a 5-day system? Maybe a relay on top of a relay on top of a relay, or is there? Oh, no, not. Oh, there's a timer. What does the timer have on it? Put the timer in. What does the timer allow us to? Oh my gosh. Delay. Okay. Okay, hours, days. Delays A to T1. Delays on by T1, off by T2. Resets when reset. Aim confusion. And then reset circuit. Applies time-based processing to its input signal. Sequential updates once per tick. So delay, oscillation, accumulator. Accumulator? What does that mean? On if A is on for a total of at least T1. Okay. Oscillator alternates between on and off while A is on. Resets when RST. When reset. So maybe we can... I don't know how I would use that. Okay. Yep. Logic circuits, not my deal. I am learning that quite a lot, honestly. And that is, yep. That is a me problem. That is very much a me problem. Is this connected? It is, and it is indeed over 9,000, and that makes me very ecstatic. And at some point in the future, I would love to put in some sort of a system to not require me to do this. We'll put in like mechanical fluid pumps in and about everywhere, and that'd be amazing. But alas, the day is not that day. I'd also love to continue to place all these all the way back to here, and that would be a beautiful thing for us. And that means that we can come up here like that, put in this triple right there, put in this single right there, and that lets us put in our two-way station right here, and that makes their life a heck of a lot easier getting through and about this circus that I have created for all of them. And that is what we want to see. Now we could, no we can't, I could cut down and up and everything, but that's okay, everything's fine. How many people do we have in here? 9. That's fine. How is everything doing on this side? Everything's connected-ish. So that's cool. That's a cool story, bro. I'd also like to come in here and backfill all of that, but that is not on the docket. This is all green and beautiful, and I'm here for it. That means that we can also continue to expand all of the other things. Can I reach this? Can you reach this? Can we get this ripped out? I'm tired of staring at that one set of thorns. That would be great. That would be huge. The greatest and hugest of the hugest and greatest things. All right. That is in. That is done. We've got all of that running. I still need to get over here and get something fixed for all of that, but we have the power in and everything is good there and beautiful, and I'm here for it. That means that it is time to duel? No, not time to duel. But it is time to get up here, and we are going to go ahead and grab this science button right here and there, and we're going to grab this bot factory. We're going to throw that in right there for this 500 science, right there, right here, right now. And we're going to grab this. We're going to rip this all the way across there, connect there, there, and also probably put in a little bit of a lumberjack flag just to clean up the rest of this mess. Like such as, so we can get that all out of the way, and that will be great. That will be amazing. Let's give this a priority bump. We want you to be bot chassis. And we also want to... Bot chassis require planks and metal blocks, so that means that you get to be that, and that you're going to be planks and obtain, you're going to be metal blocks and obtain, and on the other side, we're going to put that there, and you will be bot chassis, because that's what I told you to be. Yes, that is a correct statement. You are going to be bot limbs. Bot limbs requires gears and planks, so that means that you get to be gears and you get to be planks. So you get there, and we hit that obtain button, and we do the same thing on this for gears and planks. Yes, gears and planks go on that side, and then on the other side we heat that in right there, and that turns into bot limbs coming out that side. And this side, you are going to be bot heads, and that puts you as bot heads right here as an output. And then on the other side, we want, what else? You need gears, metal blocks, and planks. So we need gears, metal blocks, and planks. And that means that we hit the obtain button on all of those, correct? Yes, obtain, obtain, obtain. We don't need that to be selected. We want you to be... You're already bored? Jeez, dude. I don't need that selected. Okay. You're all connected. You can actually cut more of these trees down. Get to it. Ah! What was that? Okay, sweet. So that's all in. That is rocking and rolling in the free world, and that is a good thing. And now we can come in on the other side. Over here, maybe? Or not over here, maybe? I don't know. don't want to, well, we can run this like this, I guess, and just run that out that way, and then have the bot manufacturers. I think this requires to get that ripped out of the way. I think we can meet the demand for 2. And I also have to remember that I need a place to charge our bots when everything is said and done as well. Let's keep running this out and try not to put ourselves into a position where they get all ridiculous and everything. These guys have been pumping their little hearts out, so that is amazing. And I think we are ready for me to hit this button right here and grab this button and put this in right here real quick. And let's pull this down. I know there's another button to do all this, but I always forget if it's Alt or Shift or whatever, so this is fine, okay? This is fine. There. That connects all of that up. That connects all of that up. We can run this over here and make their lives a little bit easier on this side too. But this is fine for now. We're sprawling and we're covering everything, and I am here for it. Sweet. Now, let's do a little bit of shenaniganry on this side. Put a little something like that here. Put in another forester right there. And I think what I would like to also do is at some point get a large piece of real estate reclaimed for other things. And I'm just now realizing that I need to rectify this bad water situation yesterday. This is not a good thing that I have created for myself, because I have no bad water. That means I have no juice to turn into extract, which means our beaver population will swiftly decline. We cannot have that. So let's get this fixed now here. And even do a little something on this side too. I think that if we put something in there, it'll disrupt the flow of water. I don't think it will, but maybe it won't. I don't know. I don't know. Okay, let's do a little bit of excavation this way. A little bit of excavation this way. A little bit more that way. And I think we can go ahead and just rip these out real quick. And a little bit more of an excavation this way. And then that will meet the demand there. We do want to give them access to all that on that side so they can reach all of that, which they should be able to reach without too much issue. And then additionally, I would like to get rid of you. No, I want this emptied out. I want all of these emptied out, honestly. There's no reason for them to be over here. So you guys clean all of that up, please, and thank you. And I want to actually give this a little bit of a priority bump, because I would love to get this two-way system situation rectified yesterday. Did I did. I covered up the one place I was going to actually put... Can I use this there? Yeah, I can. Good. I was going to put a little bit of a thing right there to connect that right there. Let's actually get this just ripped out. You guys come rip that out too, please. I want to make their lives a little bit easier. It's not going to help out too much. It'll maybe help out a little bit. We do the same over here, honestly. Let's do that too. Why not? We'll just make everybody's life a little bit easier. Put a two-way station right in front of all their places. And that means that you get to be placed right there, and then that's all in right there, and it's beautiful, and it's going to cause a little bit more of the water to spill out for all of my friends. But that is lay fine. I'm not upset by it at all. And that now gets to be that singular portion right there. This gets ripped out all the way across there. That gets connected for free education right there, and that goes in like that. Really didn't save them that much, but it saved them a little bit. All that really matters. Now we can rip that out, rip this out. They really didn't clean any of that up. That was a lot of metal blocks in there that I thought they had already cleared out of there, and that's on me for not realizing that they hadn't cleared all of that out. So that means this next layer here gets to be metal blocks. Let's change this. Obtain metal blocks. We hit that button and we copy this all the way around here. And there's, of course, a better way of going about putting up all of these storage towers, and I have done them beautifully in the past, but today is not that day, okay? Today we are making things work. Tomorrow we'll make things beautiful, okay? That's how this will allegedly work, maybe. Will I ever actually do that? Probably not, but you know what? You guys can dream, just like I can dream, that one day I will make a beautiful place for all of our beavers to live. But today is not that day. Alright, now there's a place for all the metal blocks to go. That'll keep everybody else well and truly occupied. Did they ever put this in? They did. Now we can toss that in right there. And they should be able to place that there, maybe. And then this should be able to come out just like that. And they can put that in at their earliest convenience. At their earliest convenience. Can we put these in, please, and thank you? These and thank you. Oh, I gave them that priority to clean all that up. And I should, in theory, give this a max priority to get this all in. So they can at least store stuff. It really shouldn't take that long for them to build all this because all the material is right below them. All of it. So it should be feasible for them to do the things. Allegedly. Now, I think y'all are bored, so you can go somewhere else and do other things with your hands. And I believe we also can probably put something in right here. And continue this whole shenaniganry all the way up to there. Flip this around like we did before. Hit that button, do that button. That turns into us placing a couple more of these deep water pumps, just like such as, and that is beautiful. And suffering le succotage. That is gorgeous, and I am here for it. Okay, how did I want to put this side in? Can't really put that in. Oh, that's too low. We're gonna, yeah. We're gonna have to build a secondary layer underneath just so they can pump that water out. That's there's a lot of water in there that they can't really touch right now, which is not conducive to our overall well-being. So that's why these guys are all bored. Is that water all fed its way into here? Well, yeah, and it's not an active flood zone in there, so everything's trapped and it can't really go anywhere. So that's on me for asking silly questions. Also, why haven't you guys connected that one? There's just one piece right there. 2 boys in now. Great. They're slapping that in. That'll be a beautiful thing. And then that will be grand. We still have 10 days left. We have 10,000 units of water. That's more than enough water to meet the demand for all of our beavers and even all of the ridiculous things that I have placed for them to put in and about the cabin. These are all in. I would love for them to slap that real quick. Don't know why they haven't slapped it yet, but that's fine. Now we can go ahead and rip a little bit of this out, rip a little bit of that, a little bit of that out, a little bit of this, a little bit of that, a little bit of this, and a lot of bit of that. Put that in right there, and that can be a large tank right here. Add water supply. That means that these guys don't have to rip all the way around the world. That gets a max priority. That should be the first thing that goes in, and that means that we should not be out of extract, hopefully, in the near future. This is in now, so that is a glorious thing to see, and I am here for it. Awesome. Awesome, awesome, awesome. This does not need to be set to obtain. That can go elsewhere. And that is beautiful. How do we want to do this down here? we can set up a secondary layer of... I could set up some pump systems in here. Run power over here and then just pump them onto like mini aqueducts or something in here when there's a need for there to be water in the system for them. That could be a way to tackle this problem for us. That these guys I don't have to build a secondary tier of water. Maybe that's the way to do it. I don't know. I'm not opposed to it. That'd be pretty neat. But I still need to finish putting this in over here. You are now officially bored. That means that I need to put this as a priority because they're probably still over here building this, which is going to take them 14 years to accomplish because of reasons and things and stuff and things. But that's okay. Did we lose any power from putting this in? We somehow did. Didn't think that that would actually cause an issue. Overall power production. Interesting. Interesting. It makes sense that it would cause or stem the tide, if you will. So that explains that, but I don't think it'd be that egregious of a situation. But alas, that's what I get for thinking. That's what I get for thinking. And I think it's also time for us to finish putting this in. And so, as we place in our beautiful bot assemblers in here, we watch those get put together in our first bots get to be produced. And I also recall that I need to put in some sort of charging station or two for them. So let's just go ahead and unlock that quick. And that can go right there for a couple of these guys, and maybe right there or something. And then here and here and here. I think the first couple places these guys can go in is right in there anyway. I think that we can call this episode here as we watch all of the things get put together, and it's beautiful. And I think that I have not caused too much of an issue for our beavers. Next time we'll come in here, we'll make the rest of this beautiful irrigated plot of land even more beautiful, and we'll figure out what we're going to do with all this down here. But that is for future me to figure out, and for you guys to enjoy the process with me as I figure it out on the fly, because who plans? Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. If you did, please hit that like button. If you haven't already, hit that subscribe button as well. I'd appreciate that as well, as we blitz into the future of awesomeness with each and every one of you along for the ride. Anyway, appreciate you all. Stay safe out there. Don't do anything dumb, dangerous, different. I'll catch you all in the next episode of Timber Dune. I'm out. See ya.